This is a new property that I've picked up fairly recently. It's pretty straightforward. I'm only here really to cut the grass, although in this video you'll see this garden has other bits and pieces to it. There's a few bushes and a couple of hedges. At the minute it's all just straightforward cutting the grass once a fortnight. So the story behind this lawn is the guy who used to cut this lawn, he is retired, and he didn't have anybody else to take on the lawn, so the customers got in touch with me, and so far so good. It's fairly simple. It's just literally cut the grass, little bit of trimming here and there. Always find the first time you ever cut a lawn, and this is the first time I ever cut this lawn, I like to have a little walk round, take things a little bit slower than I usually would, and I didn't cut the grass as short as I normally would. I think next time I'll lower it a little bit more, get it a little bit shorter, but for this one I was just a little bit unsure of what was actually in the grass. You know, some of these doesn't actually look it, but some of this grass was actually quite long, especially around the trees, and that there were quite a few branches that have come out of the trees over winter time. So I just had to spend a little bit longer walking around and just making sure I'm not going to run anything over with a mower. I decided to use my four-wheel Honda HRX mulching mower on this job, simply because it's a lot quicker and I can get in and out and on to the next job pretty much as quick as I can. At the minute I'm extremely busy, and although it would look very nice if I was to bring the roller mower on this job and give it some nice stripes, it would take me a lot longer to do, and ideally I want to be in and out of a property like this probably within about half an hour, 45 minutes at the most. And with this mower I can mulch if I want to. I probably will end up mulching. The customer here is fairly elderly, and I don't really want to leave them with a lot of grass in their dustbin, which they will then have to try and get the dustbin out. You know, they're pretty elderly, and I don't want them to I don't want to make the dustbin too heavy for them, basically, to drag to the front of the garden. So I have come to the agreement that I will put a little bit of grass in the dustbin, but in all honesty most of it will be mulched. Now around the back for a bit more strimming. Always worries me when I have to strim up against anything like a conservatory or anything where there's a lot of glass. I've only ever broken one window before, but the window I broke was pretty much the biggest pane of glass you could possibly get. It was huge. That was not a good day. So I am always ever so careful, especially the first time I do a job, and especially, you know, the first time I work for the customer. The last thing I want to do is break a window on the very first day. So I'm always aware of which way my strimmer is chucking all the rubbish, or, you know, I don't want to sort of send any stones or pebbles towards the windows in any way whatsoever. For a property that hadn't been cut probably since September last year, the grass wasn't actually that bad. I think this little area here where I was strimming was probably the worst part of it. In fact, the back wasn't half as bad as the front, and I actually managed to mulch the entire back lawn. I apologise, this footage is a little bouncy. It's ever so windy on this day, and where you are at the minute you are basically pinned up in a little bush, and the bush was just blowing around like crazy. I think it does stabilise in a minute. Now, even though I'm not using the roller mower, I still like to try and get my lines fairly straight when I'm doing a job like this. So you will see me come back down the original stripe that I've just done. I'm basically just trying to find, as it's my first time cutting this grass, I'm just trying to find a level area, and once I get sort of my eye in, it sort of stays level all the way across the garden then, and that just looks a little bit better to the eye, looks a bit better to my eye anyway. When I stand back and look at it at the end, I can sort of think, yeah, it looks okay to me. This video was supposed to be a little bit longer, and I was going to add another couple of jobs onto this video, but at the minute I am so busy. I am really struggling to be able to film while I'm filming a lawn like this. It does add a little bit of time onto the job, and I'm just so busy that I really just must concentrate on some of the work. So a few of the videos coming up may just be of a single lawn, but I will still try and put a bit of effort into it. It's just that while things are so hectic, I will just have to ease up on the videos just a bit. Now at the minute I am just cutting the grass for this customer, but in the future this place obviously has some bushes, some hedges, there are a few flower beds, so whether or not the customer will be asking for anything extra in the future, I know that it's only sort of just started to be the summertime, but I'm always thinking in the future, you know, could I be here in the winter time? You know, I'm thinking, is this a place I could come, you know, maybe in January or February, even when things are really quiet. So I mean, there's hedges here and bushes, so I always just, although I'm just here for the grass at the minute, I'm always thinking of the future and thinking, hey, is there something for me to do here, maybe in the quieter months? For me, this lawn to mow is pretty perfect. Not very many obstacles to go around, very little strimming to do, and as I say, in and out. Probably on this visit was 45 minutes. I'm hoping the next visit will be a little bit quicker. So this one is all done. Guys, thanks ever so much for watching. Take care, be good. I'll see you next time.